Hey guys, Uncle Jay here, back in Space Engineers, and this is a showcase of the Adrian Marc, the loading screen ship from SubNautica Below Zero. And I'm going to put up the artwork right now so you guys can see what this is based off of. Alright, let's go around the ship. Now this is a research and exploration ship. There are no weapons, but there is spots where you can add guns. There's 3 spots actually, 2 on the back and 1 on the top. And this is a mix of hydrogen and ion. Due to the size, I had to include the hydrogen. Back here we have our registration number, some landing pads, and we have some oxygen generators here, or oxygen farms up top, I should say. And if we come underneath, we have our front airlock tucked in. We have our 4 jump drives, and then we have all of our ions and hydrogen for our down thrust. We have a lower connector with some magnetic plates, so if you want to land on a asteroid or a space station. Now this is rated for space only and limited low gravity bodies like the moon or Mars's moon of Titan. I always get those two confused. But let's go over the inside. And this is the inside of the rear hangar. Nice and spacious, plenty of room for a dropship or a rover that can be deployed from orbit. There's some parachutes on, a couple thrusters. And I really like this space. We got plenty of spare parts over here. Our side doors, which we came in. And then we have access to our main reactor room right here. I think I did a pretty decent job of balancing the power. It's not too overpowered, but there's plenty of juice. You could add a shield generator on the ship, which I didn't, which is unusual for me. This is a vanilla build. And we're going to come in here through this airlock. And here is our hangar control. We can depressurize, pressurize, and then open and close our hangar doors. Now these hangar doors are set to false and is a script, so the script will not control these. And we have a bathroom over here, and I want to show you the little hiccup with the script because it thinks that that is a part of the airlock. There's another doors that are like that. You have a cargo access here in the rear. Couple of supplies. Now there are some weapons and bottles and tools about the ship. And then here we have our maintenance area for the back of the ship. And in here we have, let's turn the lights on. We have our hydrogen tanks. There are 6 large hydrogen tanks and then 4 large cargo containers. Our rear thrusters. So plenty of access to fix things up if you need to. This just helps with our slowing down and our side to side. Yep, just, tucked in nice and neat back here. Excuse me. I'm not crazy about all this, but I had some problems connecting things. Turn these off. These hallways are the same on both sides. These doors will take us up to the back of the rear main hangar, which we'll go over later. Yeah, it is what it is. And then here is our secondary lab, our viral lab, I guess I could say. Here is a containment node or cage. Containment room, that's it. Containment room. And this poor guy, well, this poor guy got exposed to the virus. And, you know, biohazard, and all that fun stuff. And then here we have some more maintenance areas. This is underneath the hangar, main hangar. This is the same on both sides, and here's where all of our gyros are at. And these are for all the connectors up top. Had to think about that for a second. And this is going to take us to the regular main lab. We have a couple more reactors. Come on. Some little mood lighting. I put the exhaust tip there, but unfortunately it blows up instead of down. So, yeah. I just turned it off. And here is what this lab does. And then we have, these are our front airlocks right here. That just takes us outside the front of the ship. I thought about putting an elevator in and then having like an interior ramp going up to the main hangar, but I decided not to do that. And here we have our server room. These are for the airlocks for the main hangar, bathroom, and then we have our medical and cryos. And this will take us to the bridge. And we are now at the front of the ship. So it's pretty long. It's your friends. And Leviathans, yes, they do. They like to cuddle. And then we have some information about the ship and some warnings. Let's continue. Let's head upstairs to our crew area, our kitchen, lounge, and we have our captain's quarters. He has his own little set of goodies hidden. Alright, let's come back out here into the main crew quarters. And you can see we have our bunks on either side. There's a bathroom back here on this corner. And we have on this side another bathroom. And then this side's a little bit different because of the captain's quarters. We have a little bench here and then another bathroom. Kind of like a little hiding, make out couch, sneak a cigarette, whatever. Then here is the kitchen. And now onto the main hangar control. Now this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Behave, doors, behave. We do have manual control for our two vents, our main vents and then our auxiliary vents. We have manual control for our doors, just in case. And then we have our LCD screens which display the status. Then our controls. We also have turn our hangar lights on and off, and our welding area lights on and off. So to cycle our airlocks, what we do is we're going to come over here and we're going to hit depressurize, cycle 1. And it is going to put everything on depressurize, change our status, get a warning light. As you can see, it is still sucking the air up, but we're in creative, so we're not going to wait. And also notice the doors are now on. So we cycle this one, cycle 2. This will open the doors, and then the timer will turn them off, and they are now locked open. Unfortunately, the Izzy Simple doors see these gates as regular doors, and it will close them after they open. I don't know if there is another door script that sees these gates as separate, so it'd be hangar, gates, and then doors. That would be pretty sweet. And then if we want to close this, we'll hit cycle 1 pressurize. Just all it does is turn the doors back on, and then the script will close them. And then pressurize, and then we have our pressurized door closed. Now you see the warning light is still on because these doors can obviously be opened. So if we want to make it completely safe, we hit cycle 2, and that just turns the doors back off. So now it's safe to go into the hangar. And we have plenty of parking spots here for C-truck modules. And we have parts, some weapons. Same on the other side, and this just takes us down back to the main lab. Then you can see on either side those rear stairwells, airlocks, stair airlocks. Starlocks. Anyways, all right, now we're being silly. Then here is our welding area. As you can see, I have a little C-truck prototype already queued up here. We have 2 refineries on either side. They can be turned off individually. And we have 3 assemblers, all speed modules, some power modules. And 1 set to master, and then 2 are set to slave. We can spit parts out. Let's come up here to our welding area. We have our horizontal pistons, our vertical pistons, and then our welders. So we turn our let's turn our welders on. We get flashing lights, a little bit of an alarm. Let's send up our piston. Get this to finish welding. It's a little janky. And that should be finished welding. And then what we'll do is, I already have these preset. We'll send that forward. And that will put that right over the connector. And then we'll lower that down. Now, I'm going to lock this first, and hopefully Klang won't pay us a visit. And we're just going to go ahead and disconnect that. That's what I was afraid of. And we'll send this back up. And it might be stuck. It's not too happy, but you guys get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and turn our projector off. And let's bring these back. And then from here, you can set these on stockpile and charge the batteries up from this connector. And then park it out in the garage wherever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load in this with the life pod on it, so you guys can see what the whole purpose of this is. Alright, here is our life pod and our C-truck prototype. These I printed off earlier, or I should say I printed the C-truck off. I just spawned in the life pod. As you see, this uses parts from the small ship mega pack. And let's take a look inside the life pod here. It's just you have a survival kit, a seat, we have emergency parachute control, and thruster overrides. Let's see if it'll even let me in the door. Then we have cargo access here. I should say that might be a small reactor, and these might be cargo. weapons rack. And then we have bottles in here. And you see these are the modded blocks from the kit. Let's close this up. And this just fits through the door. I just need to scrape the bottom a little bit. There we go. Alright, we are in the cockpit. Let's go over the controls and then we will do some thruster tests. Tab 1, we have our 3 cameras, our forward, our back, and the one for the lower connector. We have our ions on and off, that's for all of them. I didn't separate them from large to small. Then we have small hydrogen and then large hydrogen. Then we have increased jump range, jump, and then decreased jump range, which I could have sworn I reversed that. I think they should be swapped. Our tab 2, we have our front docking or front camera, our lower docking and our lower camera. And then we have our, I call them sensor booms. That's, you know, these can be tucked up. Oh, I think I got that backwards. There we go. We can tuck these up out of the way for landing at a space station or an asteroid. That way we don't rip them off. Go ahead and put them back down. We have our magnetic pads, and then we can turn off our small and large hydrogen thrusters. That way we can just use ions for maneuvering to dock up. Our tab 3, we have our power control, reactors, batteries, stockpile our tanks, O2 H2 generators, stockpile our oxygen tanks, and then refineries on and off. Tab 4 is our lights around the ship, and then we can also close our doors from the cockpit. And then tab 5 is just our beacons and board detector. So those are the 5 tabs. Now let's hit our forward thrusters here. She's got some pretty decent forward thrust. And if we let off, she's got some pretty decent stopping power. Thanks to those hydrogen thrusters we got stuffed in the rear, out of sight. And then we have our side thrust here, which for a ship this size, I think is I think it's okay. Our down thrust. I'd say it's about the same as our side thrust. And then our vertical is it's pretty decent. Now I did test this on the moon, and unladen, it is possible to come down. You got to be careful. Cargo half loaded, I did not test, but I did test it with it fully loaded while I was on the surface, and it held its own, but it wouldn't increase its altitude. I had to use the rear thrusters and angle up to escape the moon. Landing on the moon with cargo completely full, you're going to crash. And that's just all there is to it. It's not recommended. This is supposed to be a space only exploration research. I should say research and exploration. And if we go forward here, I'll show you guys the gyros. They feel pretty good for a ship this size. These are the stock gyros. This is vanilla ship, so I'm not using the modded gyros like I did on the Leptuus. So that's pretty much the ship. Unfortunately, I've had no Klang incidents, so I don't have any bloopers to show you guys. And I don't remember if I recorded. I don't think I did, of me crashing into the moon. I kind of feel like I'm leaving this video unfinished if I don't have some kind of accident. But this world, there is, as you can see, nothing spawned. So I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I appreciate you guys' time. Please leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, the comments, not the comments. The comments. This is Uncle J. This is the Adrian Marc from SubNautica Below Zero. Till next time, guys.